The reason Igbos are mocked about the size of their region is because through state creation, the military government annexed a sizable chunk of Igbo land into surrounding states, which are rivers, Benue, Delta, Cross Rivers, and Akwa Ibom. That is smart, So what is happening here is that every time the government will say Igbos are minorities, and that is why Buhari said they call the Igbos a dot. That it will be easy to clean up the dot. Okay, so the Igbos are called dot, meaning that they are so minute that it will be easy to overrun them. So what this writer Olufunmilola is trying to say is that the reason Igbos are mocked about the size of their landmass is because military has used their position and the government to annex a sizable part of the Igbo land, that is by taking it from them and using them to create additional states like part of Benue, Cross Rivers, Delta, and Akwa Ibom State, and including River State. So, which could be true anyway, because during the military regime, some states were created. I know they created a Delta State out of Edo State. They created Akwa Ibom out of the former Cross River State. They even created Bayelsa out of River State. Okay, and then yes, they created Bayelsa out of River State. Created Akwa Ibom out of Cross River State. And Benue is still what it is, but I don't know whether part of Benue is an Adamawa from the Kebbi State thereabout. So with all of this happening, they have reduced the landmass of Igbo people, and that is why they keep, maybe it was a very long-term agenda and a very long vision that was foreseen by the military to be able to, weaken the Igbos, is to do something to reduce their landmass. And they had to do that by creation of states. Well, it could be possible, but that is what this writer is trying to tell us. That what happened was, a kind of calculated action by the military to further reduce the Igbo strength by cutting out of their landmass and using them to create or adding them to other states. So let's see. So the same way parts of Yoruba land were annexed into North Central, Middle Belt, Kwara, and Kogi State by the same military government, part of Yoruba land stretched into completely different countries, Benin Republic, Togo, as a product of colonialism. Okay. And people are already reacting to the statement that this Olufunmilola is saying, looking at how, military created additional states, how they carved them from existing states, and how that has also weakened the political strength of those parent states, where they were created from. And that is actually a very strong, bad strategy that will definitely will continuously destabilize Nigerian political landscape. Some say they will soon come and call you Omoyibo. Call who? Why would they call him? Eh? They can call me, okay, Igbo, all they want. All they want. Igbo is not a disease. And that is it. That is what this man is saying. Igbo is not a disease. So even if they call him Igbo, that's fine. The easiest way to save a lot of money, okay, no, that is something different. I would say we don't really need those lands. As long as we can access them and use them for farmland, we don't care. When we need a seaport, we will access it. What pains me is the fact that the current Igbo elites are myopic in thinking. I think that is exactly where the problem is. The so-called Igbo politicians are part of the people selling out the Igbos without supporting them. The likes of Hupus Odima of Imo State, David Omahi, former governor of Ebonyi State, now Minister for Works, okay, and even Soludo, that was initially beginning to align with APC, but now that they are finishing him because he came out to say that, Anambra belongs to Abga. And now PDP is out for him, and other parties are going to be out for him. And he is still, the same writer is still speaking here. He's saying, don't you think the restoration of Igbo land in its full glory is a more noble cause, since the Biafra movement is proving problematic, as smaller ethnic groups of the South do not wish to be part of Biafra? Well, will they do that? I doubt if they will do that. I doubt if they will do that. The restoration of Igbo land, I don't think they will do that. I really don't think they will do that. Somebody is writing here, permit me to ask, the Midwestern states, which include the present Delta and Edo, were carved out from which region? Midwestern region. It was Midwestern region. That is it. So the states named are not even Igbo speaking. So how were they Igbo land? Please do your research well, and let's talk if you want to. You are making a mistake there. The reason is because they are part of Delta that speak Igbo, and they're also part of Edo that speak Igbo. Okay, so if you go to Delta North are basically the Igbo speaking part of Delta. The Agbos, the Kwales, the Ogwa Shokus, the Asaba, which are the Oshimilis, and the Aniocha people, and the Ekaz, and the Indokwas. Those are the Igbo speaking tribe of Delta. So you cannot say that the Edo and Delta don't bear Igbo. They are part of Igbo. Now, if you go to Edo State, part of Edo State sharing boundary with Agbo, which is basically Igbanke. Igbanke ordinarily should belong to Eka local government, but now they are in Edo, and their predominant language is Agbo, which is Igbo oriented, Igbo based. So both Edo and Delta also have Igbo speaking part of the state. So you cannot say that they don't belong to Igbo. To a large extent, even during the Nigerian Civil War, the Igbos actually covered all of those areas. And that's somebody is even saying you're spot on. This is a 1921 British ethnographic map of Nigeria. So what does that mean? What does that mean? Okay, so what part of Igbo land was annexed? What land exactly do Igbos have? Ikwere are not Igbos. Who told you? Port Harcourt isn't an Igbo state. A large chunk of Anambra and Enugu are Igala lands. A large chunk of Abia is Ibibio land. What is the person waffling about? What is this person waffling about? So that is what you think. You need to understand those boundary points where they were sharing, interacting and intermarrying and doing all sorts of things. Okay, so if you look at it from that perspective, it will be difficult to separate ethnic groups because everybody migrated from one point to another and carried one culture from one point to another. And at the end of the day, you'll find that there is an epicenter for everybody to converge. But then the difference has been created by migration, and you really can't. Probably the thin lines of migration between tribes is beginning to wipe out, and so people don't see the difference anymore. But whether I like it or not, I tell you, Igbo spread so many places. They've migrated so much, formed settlements so much, and at the same time, they have their root. Somebody says, develop the small one you have. Okay, no, that's not what we want. You are right, but exclude Cross River, Benue, and Akwa Ibom from the list. I don't know why people don't want to be part of Igbo. It's just there's what they call Igbophobia. There's a very serious Igbophobia in Nigeria. They don't want to stay close to the Igbos. Well, just for a moment, I'm sure very soon they will get their freedom. So thank you for listening. Let's have a comment.